how to do a rolling upgrade of CloudBees CI on traditional platforms. Here's today's starting point. I have a CloudBees CI client controller version 2.440.1.4. This controller is running in HA mode. What does that mean? That means I have a reverse proxy sitting up in front. I'm using Caddy, and then I have two VMs. I have a VM called CC11 and a VM CC12 that together make up CC1. And then behind both of those controllers, I have an NFS share where the Jenkins home is stored. Now, if you haven't watched the Getting Started with CloudBees CI high availability on traditional platforms, I recommend you go and watch that. There's a link to that video down in the description. This video only covers how to upgrade a client controller that is running in HA mode. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be upgrading to the latest version right after this version, which in this case is 2.440.2.1. Now, before we start the upgrade, let's take a look at our controller. You'll notice down here at the bottom, we have replica running on CC12. Now, you might not know where that comes from. I'll show you that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at Manage Jenkins, and let's scroll down to our CloudBees CI high availability. What you'll see here is we have two replicas running. Like I said before, we have a CC11 and a CC12. Now, the reason why we're seeing our replica running on CC12 is because I have enabled developer mode. That'll help us keep everything straight as we're going through this video. Now, I've also got a job set up that we're going to be running while we're doing the upgrade. The key part to this is this job will continue to run even while the controller is being upgraded. Let's go ahead and take a look at our job. We have a test job. What we're going to see here is it's a simple pipeline job that's going to be printing out something every 6 seconds. Now, one more thing I want to call out. We're using agent any, but on this controller, we have a connection out to agent 1, which is a Linux-based agent, and there's only one executor configured on that agent. So when the job starts up, it's going to see, oh, this is the only agent I can use. Then it's going to run the workload on that agent. But the job itself running on the controller will continue to run even as we replace the controller replicas. Now, let's think about it just for a moment before we start our upgrade process. Right now, I am currently the only person on this controller. There's no jobs running, but I am currently connected through the replica CC12. We can see that with current right here. This current is in context of me. You might also be on this controller, and current to you might be CC11. It just depends on where the load balancer routed you, because that load balancer is sticky to the replica that you are connected to. So I might be sticky on 12, you might be sticky on 11, doesn't really matter. But since I know I'm the only person using it right now, what I want to do is go ahead and upgrade the replica that I'm currently not using. So in that case, that means I want to go ahead and upgrade CC11. We'll do that one first, and then we'll come back and do CC12. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Dashboard. Let's go ahead and start our test job. Again, this will run for about 15 minutes, but it shouldn't take us that long to do the upgrade. Let's verify that everything is running as expected. What we can see here is we already have our output going, so 0, 1, and 2. We're going to be counting up to 150, so we have a little bit of time. But notice here now, remember I said that I was running on CC12, but when this job started running, it actually routed me over to CC11. So in this case, what I actually want to do is I want to go ahead and first do the upgrade of CC12. Again, we're on 4, 5, 6, we're doing okay. I have a shell open to both my CC11 and CC12. So I'm on CC12. Notice the replica is running on CC11. I'm okay with that right now. Let's go ahead and stop the service, CloudBees core CM. Now our service has stopped. Notice the job is still running. Everything's looking good. We're moving from 10 to 11. Let's go ahead and upgrade our instance here on CC12. So I'm going to say sudo dnf upgrade CloudBees core CM -2.440.2.1. Okay, now that we're upgraded, it's probably taking a little bit of time to go ahead and start back up. Notice that our job is still running. It has not stopped running at all. We're up to 24. Let's go ahead and go back over into our dashboard. We'll go to Manage Jenkins, and let's go ahead and take a look at our high availability widget. Notice we still only see CC11. What that means is I definitely don't want to do anything until my CC12 is back in this list on high availability. So let's go ahead and refresh this page again. And what we can see now is that CC12 is back. But notice one thing here. We now have a version of 2.440.2.1. That's the new version. So at this point, we're still currently on CC11, but it's still back on 440.1.4. Our CC12 looks to be okay. Everything appears to be healthy. So let's go ahead and go back over into our job. And now that we're back in our job, we can see that the job is still running. We have not had any interruption within our job. In fact, we're up to 55, 60, 70, 80, 85. Notice that the replica is running on CC11. But also notice one more thing here. We have an outdated replica avoid configuration changes. So remember, our CC12 is running on the new version 2.1, but we still have our existing controller running on 1.4. So let's go ahead and upgrade the existing controller that's running. So our replica is on CC11. Let's go ahead and go over to our CC11. When we stop our existing run here, things will get a little strange because the full page of our controller does not automatically refresh. So let's go ahead and first stop our controller. So we'll say systemctl stop CloudBees core CM. Okay, the controller is now offline, but our browser still shows that it's running online. Let's go ahead and refresh our browser. Now if we take a look at our browser, again, we'll scroll down to the bottom. What we're going to see is we had an event happen. We'll notice that at 92, we were sleeping for 6 seconds, and then we had our resuming build on CC12. Again, at the very top, we first started out on CC11. That was the replica we were running on. Then, as the job continued on, we had the failover. So CC11, the replica, went away. Then what happened is that agent reconnected back up to the new replica that was still available, which in this case is CC12, and we continued running on. The job has not stopped. We're currently running on CC12. So let's go ahead and upgrade our controller on our CC11 machine. So we'll say sudo dnf-y upgrade CloudBees core CM. Now that our controller is upgraded, again, it will take a few seconds for it to come completely back online. Let's go ahead and open up a new tab for our dashboard. We'll go back over to Manage Jenkins, and let's go down to our high availability panel. We can see here that we still only have CC12 running. If we look at our job, we're up to 113. Again, the job has not stopped running, even though we have replaced our controller replicas, both of them. We did see the reconnection of the agent back to the controller instance. That was expected because the agent was currently connected to CC11. Once CC11 went away, it said, oh, okay, I need to reconnect up to a replica that's already in place. There's CC12, I'll go ahead and connect there. And from that point, the job continued on. Again, 92, 93, we have not stopped the job from running. Now, if we go back over to our high availability panel one more time, what we'll see here is CC11 is back online. We'll also notice that both replicas are running at 2440.2.1. So all of our replicas are upgraded to the version that we're expecting. And taking a look at our job continued to run without any failures. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on X @CloudBees. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to CloudBees TV yet, why not? Take a moment, click on that subscribe button, and then ring that bell, and you'll be notified anytime there's new content available on CloudBees TV. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.